5 seconds remaining. Dire team banned. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team banned. Dire team banned. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team band.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and with that, hello and welcome back to the second best of 3 of the day. We got 3 best of 3s in a row. They are all starting on schedule though, because, well, honestly, now in the playoffs, there's only pretty big teams left. Those guys got scrims, they got other tournaments, they got a lot of stuff on their minds, so...
10 seconds remaining.
Team Fnatic up against Team Sirius. Team Sirius also honestly got some pretty good chances taking a game up against Team Fnatic. Old Chicken, their most famous player, that guy's confirmed TI winner, and you know, with him in his squad, really getting some serious work done, getting some seriously good games in the group stage. I could see Team Sirius, as long as they do manage to get through the draft here, potentially take a win against Fnatic. And I think that's the... I'm gonna do that so my co-cast can join me in a sec. As soon as my co-caster and analyst is gonna be here in just a minute or two, by the way, so you know, he's just gonna jump into the cast. But yeah. Team Fnatic, they gotta make sure not to be outdrafted here. If they get outdrafted, they could actually just lose a game. Series because of it. Yeah, there is a lot of like a skill difference and an experience difference going on between both these teams, however. I feel like Sirius can compensate for that. Their sheer ability to ruin somebody, having a game to ruin somebody, having part of the laning stage, starting from minute 5 and from there on out, only going further. I don't know, it seems pretty good in terms of the matchup, in terms of sheer skill and everything, pretty close. Team Fnatic, they are gonna start the draft
10 seconds remaining.
with an Earthshaker.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick, Dire team pick.
And it looks like we got a Rubik picked up by Team Sirius to immediately go for the combo pick. Make that a Rubik plus Void Spirit. I love the Rubik, especially against that Earthshaker is freaking great. Having Void Spirit to nuke down with that
10 seconds
even
remaining.
harder is freaking amazing.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Morphling.
And it looks like we got a Morphling picked up from Fnatic here instantaneously. We just want to make sure they get one of the strongest carries out there lockdown. They get a good amount of synergy going with that Earthshaker Morphling combo.
10 seconds
And I
remaining.
mean, it's a fast carry, it's a strong carry,
Radiant team
and
banned.
I don't know, I like this. I really like this advantage for Fnatic. They got an insane combo, some insane nuke potential here, and that Rubik may be huge. That Rubik still a very relevant pick who has his work cut out for him here, as he has now both an Earthshake as well as a Morphling that he needs to catch out, that he needs to shut down somewhat effectively here throughout this game. However, this Void Spirit, I think he's just gonna suffer. He's just gonna go into Morphling, take an Enchant Totem to the face, take the Enchant Totem damage that right click from a waveform to the face, and
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Team Sirius, they realize just how big this combo is. They realize just how big of an advantage Fnatic have already secured, already going for themselves, going into this first game of the second best of 3 of the day.
You know what's cooking? Boom!
Dire team pick.
That's bad out, but I don't know what's cooking, and I'm really curious to see that one be revealed. It was Ice who threw out that voice line. And yeah, in terms of Fnatic draft, I mean, we all know what they're going for. We all know their synergy so far. From this point onward, they just want some good early gamer to secure the early game for them. Make space for that Morphling, a very momentum-based nuker as well for the middle lane. Perhaps Queen of Pain or something
5
like.
seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Fnatic picking up a Bane now. That's gonna give a good amount of lockdown. That is gonna make ganks a lot easier with the smoke, with any kind of a catch from behind, really.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Brewmaster!
And it looks like we got Team Sirius now picking up the Brewmaster against this Morphling. I really like having that split available, having some way of dealing with him when he initiates the team fight, having sufficient lockdown and burst damage to just deal with a Morphling before he can morph potentially. So that is going to require a very good initiation here. Team Fnatic, they don't even need that much more in terms of heroes. Maybe frontline and maybe some kind of good help pool for the position 3 plus that position 2 hero. And they are good to go. I mean, Queen of Pain is still in the draft. They could pick up a Queen of Pain and a Centaur. Just go with the most mainstream, most basic finisher that you would go for here to provide the basic necessities that they need.
Alright, then back. Actually, I really like the track right here. It's again, enemies have like 2 heroes that you wanna jump on and kill them before they get skills out, the Void Spirit and Brewmaster. Dragon Knight with Dagger is the perfect initiation.
Yeah, also, I kind of set the Centaur just a moment before he showed up, but I think Dragon Knight can do the same job here, picking up that early Blink Dagger BKB, just going with one of the more mainstream builds out there. Making sure he can always blink Brewmaster with his BKB, stay on the front lines of a fight, force the enemy to kind of focus the Dragon Knight, because nearly every fight where the Dragon Knight is the first target that the team focuses, they make him off eventually, but they usually get punished for it. That hero just takes so much damage to finally go down, it's ridiculous.
I feel like Team Sirius, they don't have enough answers for the Morphling yet. They still need a hero to kinda shut him down. There's also still the Void in the pool. Maybe they actually played like a Chrono and
I mean, considering how both of their other carries would be melee as well, then I think it could get them punished really hard. I mean, I like the Chronosphere here against the Morphling, and it would give them a surefire answer. But they would get punished, especially if we compare that to something like Anti-Mage, which is also still in the draft.
Yeah, but the anti-mage, even if they have the anti-mage and is strong, the moment he goes for Aghanim's, like what is anti-mage gonna do if he's gonna get jumped from 1000 range and get stun for like 6 seconds? I feel like they need something that jumps on the morph, that locks him down and actually kills him.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking anti-mage instead of something like, well, Phantom Lance is banned out anyhow, so that wouldn't have been a viable option here. But a hero with a blink or some kind of a gap closer that can carry a Skull Basher seems really like the only way to go here. Or do you think something like Duza or Luna or Gyro could even have a chance against the Morph?
Yeah, but they have all the problem. They just get jumped on and they don't know how to jump and kill the Morph. I feel like Fnatic's draft is super strong and they need like a really smart hero now to compensate for that. This might as well be like, I don't know if they but this again would be like the perfect root game. Like Dragon Knight doesn't care much, but most of their heroes don't have a solution for that amount of spiders gonna hit them.
I mean, with that Nature's Problem, I really think a Brood
Also,
or anything.
Also, there's still Lycan in the pool.
Choose your hero.
Oh, they're actually going for that Dusa. Let's see how that works out.
I mean, against Earthshaker, Bane, and even the Morphling, Dusa is pretty good. That's why I thought about her earlier, but I feel like Morphling just gets the upper hand in that matchup still, especially if he just waveforms into a Morph into the Medusa, turns himself into a freaking Medusa.
The thing is, I don't really see what this Medusa gonna do if she gets like chain stunned or if they just like reset the fight when she outs. I need a whole lot of farm for Medusa to carry the game.
Yeah, that and some great positioning with the Venge.
And also there's like the Bane sleep, there's like the Dragon Knight stun there of ways to just stun her and ignore her and kill like the rest of the team off. But like, they have to bruise it, which gives them a really big advantage to the fights.
You know what's cooking!
We can also just Yule the Morphling and then they have like easy time to kill off the rest of the team.
Come to think of it, do you think a Legion Commander instead of a Brewmaster would have made a difference there? That's a very popular counter for the Morph nowadays. You can basically force him to build a freaking Lincoln Sphere, because if Morphling gets dueled with a Blade Mail, or taunted by an X for that matter, as long as you have a hero that forces Morph to hit himself, Blade Mail is usually a viable way of countering him. So do you think that...
I don't feel like if you're a tier 1 player on Morphling and you really think they have any chance of catching you with those heroes. It's really hard. I don't think they're actually just if you're playing on the highest level of Dota.
Yeah, actually, you can technically Manta and Manta dot, but you can always get a Manta. I
think this game is pretty much on the Brewmaster. If he has a really good game and if hero is gonna have high impact in fights. They're gonna be able to just jump on them with Void Spirit and Panda, and this creates space for Dusa to farm.
Yeah, I mean, in that regard, I completely agree with you. With Void Spirit and Brewmaster, you basically have the perfect lineup for any kind of a ultra greedy position 1, whether it be an anti-mage, whether it be Void Spirit, or whatever else they feel like picking up here. However, the thing is, even if the Dusa farms, let's say the Dusa is like in the final high ground fight, around 5k ahead of the Morphling, is that really gonna matter is what I'm wondering about.
I feel like they need to close the game at like 20 to 30 minutes, and the move to do that would be take the first second Roshan, buy Manta Divine on Dusa, end the game.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, that actually sounds like the most viable game plan here. I think rushing Divine on that Dusa, getting it at a really good timing, could give Sirius a surefire way of going high ground, finishing the game before Team Fnatic can really run all over them. But even then, it's a Morphling Earthshaker, it doesn't get much stronger than that.
Yeah, I think this is the timing. They're insanely strong. Like, the Void Spirit and Panda, they peak at mid game, and if they get a Divine turn Dusa at that point and later BKB, what can they do against the Dusa really?
Old Chicken snatched a bounty rune right in front of Jeb's nose, and that's gonna be a 3-for-1 in terms of the bounty runes. I mean, Team Sirius, they could definitely use every little bit of golden punch they're getting. They can really just use every bit of space that they can get.
Also, the matchup on mid is DK against Void Spirit. Usually that's a really good matchup for DK. So I believe this Panda needs to have a really good game. Because Void Spirit will have a hard time.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, any kind of a carry that relies on trading regen against the Dragon Knight is just a little pointless with how much regen he has automatically. So Old Chicken at some point or another is gonna get a lot of magical nukes, so while the mid matchup may be really hard for him, if that Void Spirit gets a support rotation after, you know, having his level 6, he could definitely go for a turnaround kill onto the Dragon Knight before he really snowballs in terms of tankiness, before he really gets completely unkillable here. Oh man, this Dusa is getting bent with a fissure there. Fnatic, it looks like they are just gonna make the first blood here at any rate. Well, that's definitely not the start that Team Sirius were looking for, as Dolan almost kills off Jets on the top lane, and he gotten the kill, it would have been huge, but doesn't really have mana to finish it off. Doesn't have the crit yet either, so there was no way in hell he could have power dived that. And well, it looks like the game is kind of quiet down here. Both teams do need to farm up for now. Team Sirius, they may be the aggressors here, but until level 6, until level 7, they are not going to try to go for an aggressive try lane. Greedy kills on any lanes for that matter. And I mean, the Morphling right now, it's still too early to significantly shut him down. As for that middle lane, well, that I could see a gank towards from the Rubik, from the Vengeful Spirit there at like, I don't know, 5-minute mark, 4-minute mark. Other than that, it seems like we're just gonna enjoy watching these teams farm for a little bit, get themselves their GPM going. There's another fissure on the Dusa, once again can't really make her way out of there. Gets body blocked up in the trees like it's Warcraft 3 still. Has to teleport out, will manage to do so as Earthshaker doesn't quite have a stop to answer that TP stroll. A very nice play. That Dusa going down there twice in a row. Could have potentially just lost the game for Team Sirius here.
Yeah, this Susa is fucking super application. They just profit. I need to bring it online. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, does she at some point, like before she gets a split shot online, have any way of dealing with the nature profit? Does the snake at some point give you any options there, or?
Like I think from level 5 on the snake deals a very high amount of damage, and then you can just clear the trees. But before it's super hard.
Okay, so giving dudes a solo XP may be a good move here. Especially if you can keep XCJ on that Mesh Spirit nearby enough to do something and the loser gets gone, otherwise not really leeching that much experience.
They really should pinch the lanes and put the Rubik down. You can use the Fate Ball to remove the trans damage.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a really good idea. That way they don't tear through the mana shield that quickly anymore. It's gonna help dealing with the somewhat big armor on the Duza as well, because
I think it really hurts to take that 1 point in mana shield. So that the Dusa had to take it is actually really bad, because it will slow down your farm speed by a lot since you get 1 level less split shot later.
Yeah, I agree, but I kind of think I know why, because you kind of want to bait here, you kind of want to punish people who go on this Medusa. You have to be creating space for a hero while the opponent also has a carry to create space for, so in a race between the carries like this, it's always gonna be a race, and if you have the option to just press mana shield and have your supports teleport in, what would be your carry getting shut down, you're already losing the game, has a small chance of, you know, turning around, ruining your opponent's gank instead.
Actually, this Venge has like 2 levels in aura already. I think at this point the Medusa gets a lot of range damage, so maybe now they actually have enough damage to just right-click the plans together. It also feels like the Shaker is now focusing more to like move on mid lane and help other lanes. So I think this Dusa is gonna get some space now.
Yeah, with DJ roaming, definitely. So I don't know, the Morphling is becoming pretty strong as well. That's the Dragon Knight ultimate into a stun on Old Chicken and another one, but he still has that ultimate available. Ganking Void Spirit at level 6, never a good idea. Fnatic, they had hoped they could kill him off just in time there, but
I think the big idea was they just wanted to hit tower a bit with the Dragon Knight out, but since the 2 supports rotated, DK is actually struggling to walk up there and hit the tower.
I mean, I guess that's true. It could be true too. So Bane didn't really get any impact on this game other than a solo kill on the Rubik, and it's the trying to kill Dole, but instead Void Spirit comes in and kills off 20 damage, and Jabs goes down as well. Here's that new that I talked about, not being used to nuke down the Dragon Knight when he least expects, instead killing up the Morphling, and on the bottom lane, Duza is gonna die in exchange, so both teams just gonna lose the respective hard carries, which definitely means a bit of an advantage for Team Fnatic.
Fnatic are really good at using their strengths here. Like the Dragon Knight and Furion, they're really good at taking towers, and if they get the ability to just walk at those towers and hit them, it's really good for Fnatic. They're already taking that safe lane tower here, already getting the advantage in controlling the map.
Yeah, and talking about control, Dragon Knight and Nature's Prophet, I'm sure upscale Void Spirit and Brewmaster at some point, and the split push that scales with the scaling of a hard carry basically. I mean, Nature's Prophet, you see him build Assault Curse, Desolator, if necessary, a Necropoke even.
So the Brewmaster is about to hit level 6 now, and he kinda needs to do the same that Dragon Knight does. He needs to be able to use his ult somewhere and force like his team to take a building there. So I'm really wondering what this Brewmaster is gonna do right now that he has level 6. Also, he's getting his full Dominator right now, so this split is a lot of damage, and they're really strong. I think they also need to take like right now the safe lane tower or force the mid tower.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be more objective gaming here. Old Chicken is gonna just start bullying Moon, but even if he throws out all of his damage, it would be 1/3 of the Dragon Knight's health, then just turns around, smashes you in the face.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, DK used his ultimate again. They are already hitting that mid tower. They can't give up the mid tower. If Team Sirius gives up the mid tower, it's gonna be really bad for controlling the map. So the Brew is already TPing, they're gonna fight here. Sadly the White Spirit didn't catch the DK, but Brew is there.
Yeah, but it looks like there's not gonna be any fight breaking loose so far.
He's taking a double meta creep, and then I believe they're gonna try to do something.
I mean, Team Sirius just being so unable to push, being so unable to open up the map on any corner.
Alright, all eyes on Brewmaster, he's gonna go for it. While DK is hitting mid tower a bit more, but his ult is out.
Wow, with the last second of his ultimate, he gets 100 corrosive damage in on that tower. Gotta make sure every little bit of the chip damage counts. Although Fnatic, they have so much push, they have so much aggression, I feel like they are already pulling ahead by way more than a 3k gold lead in reality, because what could be a 3k gold lead for most teams on that morphing could snowball really quickly, and Sirius, they know they gotta catch somebody here, but can't quite make that happen as Earthshaker DJ just gonna get to teleport out and it's just gonna be fine.
So I find it a bit strange what Sirius is doing right now. They TP the Medusa top, that's like the normal move. Medusa wants to farm like enemy jungle in the lane there. But since they still have the tower there, it's really hard for her, so I actually believe like the Brewmaster and his team should be there and force that tower to make space.
Oh, look at that, Nate's just teleporting on the Dusa and running her down with a ton of little creeps here. Dusa Snake bounces in a way that leaves her completely out of mana, but I still gets caught by the Rubik, because now Vengeful teleporting in. Yeah, that Venge stun is gonna be a kill on Ice. He teleported for the rune, then saw Dusa and got greedy for the kill, and well, he just paid for it with his life move now. Could finally go down. Team Fnatic, they learned that if there is no Nature's Prophet to teleport in, turn any engagement on the Dragonite around, that Dragonite is still definitely killable. Team Sirius, they keep Fnatic from snowballing here.
Yeah, so really nice Brew script. They used it on mid, they got killed, they got the tower perfect.
And it looks like they're gonna get a Morphling now as well. Savage came on in there. In comes the huge Echo Slam, driving everybody low up, but nobody quite to death, and DJ, he immediately walked out of there. Okay, he had no spells ready too, so he just committed the Echo Slam and then didn't have follow-up damage. That's gotta feel bad, because now Team Sirius, they know that big spells on cooldown for a while.
So they're right now super back in the game. They took all the gold lead back, they got the mid tower, which is the most important tower in the game. So right now I guess Sirius are gonna chill and farm a bit, and when the Brewmaster has next ult in 80 seconds, we're gonna see a lot of action on the map. And on the other side, SDK has ultimate in 20 seconds, he really wants to finish this mid tower.
I mean, before you go for the mid tower push, I feel like you should definitely try to get a pick off, because Brewmaster split is still on cooldown for 60 seconds, but the Dusa ult is there, the Rubik can steal the balls now, Vengeful is starting to have a lot of impact here too. So altogether, Team Sirius, they do not taking those teams at all, and with that push on mid lane, we can see them rotate in, try to make a move on Fnatic, but they all get in a little bit too late and have to get themselves away.
Oh, this must feel bad. The DK actually wasted ult, kinda.
Yeah, this is really not what Fnatic were looking for here. If they were still that far ahead, it would have been an amazing play. Now it's a little bit of space getting created for the Morphling, who, if you look at the net worth here, is still ahead of everyone else, but just by a very tiny bit. You can see that the Morphling is struggling to keep up with that Medusa, who of course has built an AoE farm. There is nothing better than that when it comes to agility carries. And Sirius tried to run down Jazz. I wonder if they can get this Bane. There's the Earthshaker.
They have to improve ult again. I guess they wanna use it, they wanna force some more towers. And compared to the other game that we saw, where the Brewmaster went like dagger into BKB, this Brewmaster is actually going for the auras, and I think this is the way better build. The thing is about the aura build. While you and Brewmaster form, your whole team gets the benefits, and the Brewlings also get the benefits. So
way
There were not that much items that increase the damage of the split, but right now, if you have Helm of the Dominant and items like drums, they actually increase the damage of the Brew split by quite a lot, and those Brewlings actually hit really hard.
Well, yeah, but with the whole team gets it, you mean everyone who's fighting with the Brewmaster, right? It's not like he has a split and all the ops become global.
Or the Earth Panda carries them, and if the Earth Panda dies, the Storm Panda, and if he dies, the Fire Panda.
Oh, so the Aura swap too, that is actually an interesting mechanic.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Because we could very well see Dolem if let's say Sirius doesn't manage that 20 to 25 minute timing mark you put them at. Oh boy, it looks like DJ gets gone on and manages to teleport out of there, as Old Chicken does not have a remnant ready to catch him with. But if let's say Team Sirius don't manage to finish in time, go past the 25 minute mark.
Smoke from Fnatic on top lane, they want to tower.
I see it, I see they want the Rubik as well coming from the back with that double damage on the Black Knight, and they're gonna get that Rubik with ease.
Yeah, they committed a lot though, and the tower was already low, and they used the Knight out again.
I mean,
Radiant's
double damage rune,
has fallen.
they could definitely get a good deal of chip damage done on the tier 2 at the very least, if they feel like they necessarily need to get more value out of this play on the side of Fnatic. Plus they're now gonna get the runes pretty much for free on the top lane.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So we can see the decays going for Sanj. He's probably building into a Heaven's Halberd, which is a really good item against the Medusa. Because if you get disarmed for like 4.5 seconds, you don't know what to do in that time.
He also already picked up that Blink Dagger to make sure he can go for maximum space creation.
Yeah, the bounties there, done on the Rubik.
Man, and I really like this morph. I really like 23 Savage just slamming out the taunt in every single situation where he gets the chance. Now Moon gets rammed up. Kites 3 heroes around. Meanwhile, Dolem goes for a solo kill on Jabs. The crits twice in a row. Killing off that Bane before he can even TP out. Moon goes down to the Deuce as well.
Really great play there from the Rubik. He stole Brain Sap, and that made him survive there.
And now it looks like Earthshaker faces Brewmaster split. Team Sirius, they say we can get a free kill with the Brewmaster. Let's do so.
Dire's top tower is
Actually look at the Brewling's damage, they hit pretty hard.
Yeah, and they're only going to scale harder. I mean, once you get them any kind of a damage amplification, once you get that Aghanim Sept, the Brewmaster can actually with Brewlings just be the position 1 until he falls off, kind of in terms of the damage he deals inside. At Savage he still needs a little bit of time here. Go it for Ascension Yasha first on that Morphling. Interesting decision. I mean, we do see the Yasha pick a lot on Morphlings because that movement speed is just too good to help farm faster. 3 Savage gets gone on by people, dodges the roots there, and I think with that he's got to be just fine. Maybe not. Old Chicken would love to find the kill onto Morphling here, but Morphling is just gonna juke 3 people. It's a space created.
Status resistance is actually really good this game, since Panda get used by the Panda and stoned by the Medusa ult, and you can't really avoid those things. And if you look at Morphling's item build, he's actually going Sanch and Yasha into Aghanims. So he's actually just gonna be a strong right clicker with the shaken skills.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Ethereal Blade he has in the quick buy, but it looks like they are gonna initiate here onto XTJ. XTJ immediately click off it and look down on that Vengeful Spirit. Not be the most typical hero after all. Old Chicken spotted, gets bean stripped, gets overcredited. That's streaking committed on him, just make sure he doesn't grab, he doesn't get away, he is locked up in place. But it's gonna result in at least 3 tier 2 for Fnatic here.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire structures are fortified.
They're actually hitting high ground.
They're hitting it real freaking hard at this rate. It looks like Fnatic may not be able to go for a full tier 3, but considering how hard they push. The Roche, by the way, hasn't been taken a single time this game yet, and Well, we're only 18 minutes in the game, definitely approaching a point where both teams kind of have damage to contest that Roche. I mean, with an H Prophet, with an Orchid right-clicking it, that's a good amount of damage alone. They have Dragon Knight front line. I could see Fnatic go for a Roche here after they find 1 or 2 pickoffs, and then just push tier 3s at the 20-25 minute mark.
I believe Roshan is not a good idea if they don't get 1 or 2 pickoffs or have like their big skills on cooldown. Because if you fight on Roshan with Brewmaster and you fight with like -1 hero, it's really hard. And that push on bot lane was really good for them because they managed to force the whole team Sirius back into their base without losing anyone. And right now they have really good control of the map.
All things considered, the gold advantage is still relatively close, only 4k in favor of
They're
Fnatic.
smoking now though on Sirius, they want to take the map back.
Oh, and walking up this high ground is gonna be a dangerous game. Dragon Knight scouts out the gank, gets himself in a good position with the Blink Dagger instantaneously. Team Fnatic, they have Sirius surrounded here. They had the perfect setup to go for a fight with heroes coming from all sides, but they decided to just teleport out, not even take the risk of engaging their opponents in a head-to-head fight there at all. Instead, they're just gonna have ice, do some more red Dotas, split push out some more lanes and Sirius. They are just happy to farm their jungle here. That already is a huge victory for them.
Yeah, really good move to disengage for Fnatic. They have like 3/4 of the map right now.
Yeah, the thing is, Sirius, they got all of their big ultimates ready. Team Fnatic, I think by now they have really learned, really felt enough Brewmaster splits to know that the best way of playing this series is just to wait till your opponent commits those spells anyhow, because they have to. Team Fnatic, they pull ahead one way or another, and then wait for the big ultimates to be on cool and start running at their opponents some more, forcing
And
them
they're
to fight.
smoking again, and this time they might get a good initiation.
Yeah, with that bait and at the bottom lane being so well positioned from the Rubik there, I think this could really, oh my goodness. Moon, he is taking so much damage to the face. The net after all still requires a lot of resources to be thrown at him. If you want to prevent that hero from getting away, do that. She drops the Illus just to make sure she has the damage, but with that stun coming off cooldown just in time, gonna be fine anyhow.
Swift.
My path.
Oh, the Susa might have misplayed a bit there. She shouldn't TP first because she has no catch for the Rubik, for the Furion. The Rubik should probably TP first there. Anyway, got the Void Spirit.
Yeah, and a nice swap to get him out of that Fiend's grip. Jabs is gonna be killed up instead. What a counterplay here. Team Fnatic, if they do not get their damage in quickly, if they do not fight around their own cooldowns, they may actually not look all that favorable in these fights, in these engagements. Orb catch there would have been huge for Sirius too. They need to shut him down some more. Right now they are finally showing that their draft is working out here, that their draft is coming together, working as a relevant team. They need to prolong the time they can do this before the Morph comes online, as Morphling not even 2k away from his Aghanim Scepter. And I don't have to tell you how strong that is with Europe Shake.
Is Fnatic on Medusa right now? She's going for the study. I'm really not a fan. I really think that they have to go like all in and get something like a Divine and try to force it from there. I don't feel like if she builds that defensively that it's gonna be enough.
I think Divine after Skadi could still be fine. If you go Skadi into Divine, I guess. But I do agree with this. Dude's desperately needing damage. I mean, even if you would go for the straight up Divine Rapier, then I think you always go Butterfly above Skadi, right?
Skadi's because you also remove the region of Dragon Knight and stuff, and also they have like 4 range heroes, and Skadi's really good against range heroes. But like even if she goes for the Divine, she can just keep the items locked and get like the plus damage and keep them until she wants the Divine. That would also be a nice play, I think.
Yeah, that's a really nice play. The backpack Divine, the backpack Divine Rapier, we still picked up a lot in this league actually. Dolem running out of there, getting a few lucky misses on Moon's ranged attacks, as that Dragon Knight is starting to hurt quite hard.
They're taking Roshan, but the Nature's Prophet is dealing damage to the tier 3 tower.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty quick Roche, but I think it's still not gonna be worth it with how hard Nature's Prophet plus more in here. The rest of Fnatic comes into contest with a Fissure into 3-man Echo set. The damage is right there. DJ is gonna go down now instead. As will the Bane, the dude that is shutting down people left and right. The Primal Split didn't even have to come out there, but was used anyhow. So now it's kind of bottom lane.
Looks like cancelled.
TP actually.
They wanna finish Roshan, but they can't, I guess.
Oh my god, that could actually lead into a disaster. Ice, ice, ice. He TPs into the Roche pit, wants to scan just how low health that is. If they could get Morphling +1, and this could have just been a free Roche for Team Fnatic, but they know full well that Sirius know that 2 are on their way back there to try to contest that, and they may finish Roche here with a very lucky double damage from coming out on the Doozer.
But I still got a Roshan there, pretty nice for Sirius.
And now it looks like it's gonna get ran down, and Dolem gonna take the kill. This Brewmaster, what? I mean, he has 2 auras, he now goes BKB. Do you really think that not going a Blink Dagger at all is the way to go on the Brewmaster if you go for the aura build?
Yeah, you don't need Blink Dagger, you can just about getting the stuff off.
Oh man, look at that double fissure. And then, you know, just to add injury to his ult, they are like, hey guys, you know this guy who's completely locked in, can't even turn his hero around anymore? Well, let's go for a Fiend's Grip on him, just in case he could get a comeback or something.
Yeah, but the Morphic Items is actually there now, so I need to be super careful where they take fights and how they play. Also the thing is, since this Nature's Prophet going on Shaker,
and it looks like DJ could just be dying here. Old Chicken comes in, trying to turn this fight around with mixed success. He's gonna be the first one going down despite a lot of damage dealt on that Morphling. Morphling is gonna get himself out. So, you were saying...
Yeah, need to be super careful where they fight, since if you fight in no vision and you get Shaker or Morphling initiated, you're usually just dead and there's not much you can do. I mean, the witch can swap you, but it's really hard. And I don't know, the problem right now is they really wanna do something with that Aegis and push, and we got 5 people on the lane, but if Nature's Prophet is gonna push all other lanes, and since Morphling, Shaker, DK have such a high gank pressure on the map and always tend to kill you if you're solo, you can't really split. But if you don't split, the Nature's Prophet is gonna do whatever he wants to you. So even though they have like the Skadi on the Doozer now and the Aegis, they have a really hard time.
Yeah, this Doozer, you can really see her missing the damage output already. By this point in the game, she's just no longer hitting hard enough. Even creep waves take like a freaking barrage of Skadi arrows to bring down, and Morphing is gonna catch the Rubik, it's gonna kill him up instantaneously. Old Chicken, quite happy he didn't get spotted there as the Morphling just enchant totems back out again.
Yeah, even in fights, even if this Doozer tries to hit them, like, they got to initiate on bench. I guess they went on.
It's gonna get stuck, doesn't even get the swap or whatever.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, really rough for Team Sirius here. They don't have enough control of the map, and Fnatic are out farming them since they literally farm on the whole map.
Plus that Morphling, he is constantly both a Morph and an Earthshake, can just pretty much infinitely go and look for kills. There's very little downtime on that Morphling ultimate.
Yeah, like I told you, I think we needed to close the game between 15 and 30 minutes, and timing would have been Divine on Medusa instead of Skadi, with that Divine forcing the high ground. Also with the Divine they would have enough damage, so we can't red them that bad. I really think the Divine was the play here, because now they are really suffering.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, the alternative, if you ask me, would have been the Daedalus. I've had a game where it was a gyrocopter against a Morph as well, if I recall correctly, and the Morph picked up a Daedalus just to crit harder instead of going for that Divine. Well, the Gyro went for a Divine and the Morph won that matchup. So I believe the power of a Daedalus, especially if you have a lot of stats going on, which is the case for the Medusa right now.
Yeah, the problem on Daedalus is, I mean, it's a pretty nice item over on bot lane.
Yeah, Vice just gonna get nuked into a market.
Yeah, he didn't go for you, so it's a really easy target for the Orchid Prophet. Nature's Prophet. Yeah, so if you go Daedalus, you kinda get a similar damage amount, a bit less. The problem is, okay, mid jumping is...
Yeah, that's a common bench, but these are just small pickups. Team Fnatic, they are waiting for their chance to go for that tier 3, go for that top, go for that base high ground.
Yeah, they can't get out of the base right now at this point. So when you get a Daedalus, the biggest problem is the split shot doesn't benefit the crit. And also the decay has like evasion from the halberd, and Daedalus doesn't pierce that.
If you get oh, it looks like that could be the engage as the Medusa comes forward, Morphling and Charm Totems out of there. But Team Fnatic, they just say, okay, sorry guys, it was they leave again.
They really don't want to go on the Medusa. She doesn't do damage since she goes very defensively, but she's super tanky, and there's literally no reason to try to commit on her. They might be able to turn the fight if they do that. So they're just gonna keep out farming them.
And Sirius, careful. Get up and because just imagine that. You see a fissure, which is already too quick to dodge, and from the moment you see the fissure, you're just dead. You can basically take your hands off the keyboard there and walk away from the moment you see yourself getting fissured from the tree line. It's really ridiculous what that hero is able to do.
Yeah, the Rabbit though has the Dragon Tail, so imagine the Rabbit running someone. The Dragon Tail is actually, how long is it gonna last? It lasts like 5 seconds. That's also a really good stun, so they actually have utility to keep the Morphling stunned. But look at Morphling right now. I actually went for the Titanic, he has 5 steps resistance right now. Doesn't even care much about the primal split and stun durations and stuff.
Or to turn into kill. That got now the Medusa is getting targeted. 4 people there, completely surrounded. And with that Morphling, it's gotta be finished off. 2037 still leaping around. Well, only has one ruling left remaining, and that one is gonna go down. Team Fnatic, they want more here. They want the dieback on the Void Spirit, and they're gonna get it. I guess that's GG. Yeah, they call it immediately.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how Team Sirius didn't see this coming. The moment they picked the Deuce, they needed to know that there's only one way to win the game, and it is like with the first or second Roshan and super high damage output on Medusa forcing it. And also, like, look, they had 2 defensive heroes.